Hi, welcome to another edition of Commercials I Hate.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Don't know why you say goodbye. Right, the mic appears to be working. The closed captions also appear to be working. It's working! Amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and get started in just a moment. Be right there.
I'm in danger. You're gonna be popular.
Okay, let's try that again. Welcome in. Shayna, hello. It's like a hello. So full of welcome in. And thank you. Raven, good to see you. NutriStudent, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Darlene on YouTube, welcome in. Camille, welcome in. Dan, hello. Hello. Yeah, redo. Just to take a mulligan on that. Oh God. Glad you managed to get the lawn mowed yesterday. I did errands in the rain today. I was out walking around in the rain. It was raining here. And not altogether pleasant. This is how it is. I'm glad you got the lawn mowed yesterday. Carly, welcome in. I did not get the lawn mowed today or any day. I do not have a lawn to mow. We're gonna make chicken parm today. I realized I made chicken parm on this day last year. This is happens to be Gwen's birthday is tomorrow, so it happens to be dinner that I've just like made a couple times on birthdays, alternating. We do some years we do chicken parm, some years we do mac and cheese, some years I make lasagna. I don't remember what other dinners I've made. We usually just make like a nice, like satisfying dinner the night before birthday night. So that's what we're doing tonight. And we're also going to have a little bit of ice cream cake per tradition. Gwen doesn't need very many things, but we're pretty clear on the ice cream cake being a birthday requirement. So I made the journey out and we got ice cream cake today. It's not a secret. It's literally in the freezer. So we have something of an agenda today. I have an actual meal that I'm planning on making, as in like not making it up, and we're not doing any prep. We're just doing dinner, and it's an easy one. I heard that twice. Cliff Key, welcome in. Good to have you. Tundrala, thank you for your resub. That is the 32nd month of being a subscriber, and that is a very long time. If your subscriber age was a human, they would know how to speak at this point, right? You can talk when you're 2. I don't remember. Anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you for your resub. A stream toddler. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Some days, and then other days, I feel like a conscious, cognizant adult. But no, all right. Whoa. Let's get started. I also want to like, you know, Gwen and Calvin are going to go to karate and then come back. And Gwen has already mentioned being hungry. So I know I'm taking that as a sign that like it's not going to be that we need to do like a tight dinner today. Like we got to get this done. And we'll see how that goes. I'm not known for my efficiency, nor am I known for my speed. A 30-minute meal is not a reality in general for me. So we're going to try. It is 17:12 right now. I have about a little more than 2 hours to like get things done and like ready. So we're gonna try. We'll see. Today's the day we end up getting like 27 raids and lots of people. And anyway, I mean, I'm not gonna say no to that, but like some days you're like, it's too much. Jamie, welcome in. Waluma, welcome in. Guy, welcome in. No dilly-dallying today. I know that's right. A lamb breast, which is different than a lamb rack. I decided to get it. It's currently slow roasting. That sounds good. What are you gonna do with it afterward? Like you roast it, right? But like, do you then do stuff with it? I don't know about the lamb situation. I've never actually cooked with lamb except like lamb chunks in a stew and I love lamb in like any Indian food that I get is like lamb. Mix, welcome in. Good to have ya. Not checking in until June. Jamie, you're funny and I appreciate you. Fudge Darling, what are you having for dinner? You have dinner ready already? Congrats. That's also an accomplishment. Cyborg, welcome in. 15 months, holy shit. Good to have you. Thank you also for your natural tier 1 resub hip hop. Hooray indeed. Good to have you. Thank you for your resub. Drowned the lamb in za'atar, chimichurri, all the fat drippings and roasted veggies. Hell yeah, that sounds great. That does sound really good. The fat drippings especially. It's a good idea. That's just like smart. We don't have any fat drippings today. At some point, perhaps there's a possibility that Liz is going to come in to chat, one of our amazing moderators, and ask where the garlic bread is, and I'm going to have to explain that I don't have garlic bread today, but like maybe we'll get there. If we do garlic bread, it's going to be like last. But I also am taking a little shortcut. On the sauce here today because I found in the freezer. Better get baking. I know, right? Oh my god, I know, the bread, I know. And this is like a constant battle. We'll see. We're gonna do pasta though. Like I was thinking you could do like chicken. I don't know. Like I always die on this hill of garlic bread being like, I don't know. It's like, it feels like overkill to me. Garlic bread always feels like overkill when you have like a big pile of pasta and like breaded chicken. It's like, okay, and garlic bread. But like, I get it. I get it. So we'll maybe try to like hurry up and see if we can get to it. I'm not making any promises, but I am acknowledging the circumstance. So at least there's that. I found some of this pizza sauce in the fridge. No, in the freezer. I was doing like a little freezer triage recently, and I found this pizza sauce. And so we're gonna take that pizza sauce, combine it with the sauce from last night. Not the sauce from last night, rather the crushed tomato that I opened last night but didn't use all of. So we're going to combine it with that because I know there happens to be raw garlic in here right now, which is really great. So what I'm also Shoot, I messed up. Ah, fuck, I already messed up. I wanted to cut up an onion and fry it in this pan, and then I wanted to put the sauce in it afterward. I didn't actually mess up. I just I was not thinking. Fry it in a separate pan, but see, then you don't get the grease. Then you don't get the bits. I'm gonna take, because this is still new, right? I'm gonna just put this in a big bowl. I'm gonna out in a big bowl. We'll cut up the onion. We'll put it in there, and then we'll move along. We'll get to it. But I was like, damn, what was the thing I was forgetting to do? I started talking, and then I started talking, and out it came. Yeah, redo number 2. This does not bode well, y'all. We're really, but as far as mistakes go, this is an easy, not even really a mistake. But I do, yeah, I was thinking, as I was saying it out loud, I was like, should I fry this in another pan? But I do kind of just want the onion in there. And also the other reason is I have tomato paste as well. So I want to brown the tomato paste, brown the onion, get the onion fried off. Because there's a little bit of garlic in that sauce, but there is no onion. So I want to chop an onion really, really fine. We'll do that, and then we'll get the sauce. I want to get the sauce on the stove because the sauce that I have, the pizza sauce, is raw. So I know that's just the tomato paste, not tomato paste, sorry. That is crushed tomatoes, garlic, salt, and olive oil. So I want to add a little bit of onion to that. I might add I was thinking of adding some garlic bouillon from the fridge. Or maybe, no, I'll just get some of the garlic that I have over here, and we'll do that on the microplane. Yeah, we'll do that on the microplane. Oh, okay. I am, today's been a busy day. How have y'all been? This definitely felt like a Wednesday of lots and lots going on for me. I did school drop off this morning. I got a bunch of stuff done and ready around the house. I did all sorts of errands. I went to multiple stores today on foot with my little cart, my little grocery cart in the rain. Very busy. Came home, got a little computer work done. I responded to a text message. I responded to a few messages that I haven't been able to respond to in a long time. I'm really not a good messenger. I have some Discord messages I haven't gotten to in days and days and days, but progress. Today was progress. Tomorrow will also be progress, hopefully, or it won't. We'll see. Boris, welcome in. Jamie, your network at work was down all morning? That's interesting. Gwen's office internet was out today for a long time, too. I wonder if it's a conspiracy. Quiet day so far. Nice. Thrift shops. Watch books. Been lazy? Well, if you did a lap around some thrift shops, it doesn't sound too lazy to me. You were out of the house, so that counts for something. Counts for something. I love that the definition of lazy for some folks is hitting a couple stores. Other people, it's I literally did not get out of bed until 3 p.m. And then I made an egg and watched TV. Boris, who am I streaming with? Nobody. Not streaming with anybody. I understand. I'm assuming that Stream Together is on currently, which is weird. I don't want anyone to drop in. That would literally be my nightmare. We are going to turn that off. There we go. Velos, welcome in. Your value's not tied to your productivity. No, it sure isn't. It sure isn't. I have a really difficult time. I think there's certain things that I still sort of consider computer tasks because I'm a certain age, right? And so for me, certain things, there's like messages, like direct messages, that's a computer task. I don't do that on my phone. Like things that require some type of like thought or consideration, anything that requires like consideration, especially like, I don't know, emotional consideration or like more than just like a casual logistical response, that's like a computer task. And I know that sounds so wild to some folks, but I really don't use my phone for a lot, especially like communication. I use it as a telephone, but I don't generally use it for communication outside of that. Off until next Tuesday, Jamie. Hell yes. That's kind of amazing. What are you going to do with all of that time off? I call leisure shopping lazy. Leisure shopping is, though, very nice. I love shopping. Oh my God, I love shopping so much. I don't actually like purchasing things. I like looking at things. Purchasing things I don't do all that often. But looking at stuff, yeah, absolutely. Wait until your eyes can no longer read on your phone. Jamie, that's, yeah, and for me, I just hate having... I hate the phone in the sense of trying to use it as a communication device. It just, I don't know. It's just like, it becomes so many other things that it feels really impersonal. Cywick says, this is why I really can't work off my phone. Pretty much ever message or email I send requires thoughtfulness and consideration. Totally. Totally understand that. I mean, for work, I would never, unless it, when I used to do, I used to have to be responsive to emails and like, you know, manage and track my email like that. The only time I would be responsive through email or, you know, instantly from my phone was like in an emergency. And that was only to like acknowledge the thing. It sounds freeing. It is. Well, free for some is obligation to others. I definitely, I don't know, for me, I hate using my phone for, I just hate using it for text-based communication. I'm going to do a lot of decluttering and hopefully playing with the dogs, Jamie. That sounds like a really perfect, good use of the time off. Yeah, so window shopping for sure. I will go into a store and happily look around for well over an hour and buy nothing. I don't ever feel like obligated to buy things. All that is to say, there's like, that's why I have a hard time with things like staying up to date in like multiple emails and like group chats and Discord and sort of like all the other ways. So I sort of opt out from a lot of that on my phone, and then I'll have like a day or two a week maybe where I have like sit down communication time. Like Gwen texted me something. It was like a decision that I needed to make yesterday, 2 days ago. And like, I just hadn't responded to her yet because it was something that I needed to use my laptop for. I was like, this is a laptop task and I'll get to it when I'm at a laptop. And I responded to 2 messages today. I was proud of myself. One of them was for a freelance thing and the other one was to Gwen. Master Splits, welcome in. Philly cheesesteak parm. I mean, it's got mozzarella. It's breaded and fried. That's a weird non-cheesesteak combo. I don't know if you could cheesesteakify a chicken parm. You could use mozzarella cheese on your cheesesteak though. That's an option. Okay, well, this is still just completely frozen, so that's good. I'm gonna saute over here on the stove. So let's get some garlic and onion going in this little pan. It's the only adult IRL time. So is your thrift store friends. I feel that. I can definitely understand that. My like adult interactions for the day are usually centered around the playground when I go with Calvin. That's like the big event. I get to talk to other adults. It's great. I otherwise don't talk to other adults during the day, like at all. Just retail workers if I go out of the house. Bread and fry a whole cheesesteak. There is that. That is an option. God, that would be indulgent. That's like a weird Inception sort of turducken type thing, isn't it now? Let's get the bread the ribeye and fry it. I mean, you could do that. And you could put it on a hoagie roll with you could put it on a hoagie roll for sure with some red sauce and mozzarella cheese. That is true. It would be good. That does sound like a good... I mean, I would eat that. We have just a little sauce situation happening here. With a spoon. Where's a good spoon? There's a good spoon. Speedster, welcome in. Making sauce. So I'm making sauce. So this is the start of tomato sauce that I'm using for chicken parm. We're going to do a little bit of onion. Fry that for a few minutes. We're going to do a little bit of garlic right after that. And then we'll put in tomato paste. Warm that thoroughly. Brown it on the bottom. Then we'll add the red crushed tomato. I don't know why I used the word red there. Then we'll add crushed tomato to it. Yes, chopped garlic. Well, I didn't chop it. I did it on the microplane, so it's like even, but it's a little bit more, a little smaller than chopped. Playgrounds are often quiet unless it's summer. It's rare to find other people. Well, we live within walking distance of multiple playgrounds. And so, I mean, we live like, you know, in the city. There's rec centers all over the place. So usually at least 2 to 3 days a week, Calvin and I will be over at the playground. Usually we go Monday and Wednesday after school. And then if we're home on the weekends, we'll usually go Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and both. Can we add crushed pepper? You totally could. That would be an option. I might do that. We'll see. I hadn't really thought through all of the different stuff that I want to add to it. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, but crushed red pepper is it would definitely be good for me. And it's not super spicy. That would be a good idea. This is all sort of ad hoc today. I have a basic like idea of what I'm doing. I'm just going to I'm making a really simple tomato sauce. So this is just going to be like onion, garlic, seasonings, crushed tomato paste. Maybe some crushed red pepper too. The frying process for the chicken, I got some chicken breasts from the market, from Reading Terminal Market. I'm going to fillet those, pound them out until they're thin. Then we'll put them in the breading. We'll do flour, egg, panko. In the flour, we'll do like salt, pepper. In the breadcrumbs, the panko side, we'll have some Parmesan cheese, and we'll do probably some oregano or just herbs in general. Once those are done, I'll put them in the oven. I have the oven at 170 right now, keeping it nice and warm. And then once that's finished, we will cook the pasta and then put the sauce and cheese on the chicken breasts, and we'll broil a few of those and then put them over the pasta. Easy enough, right? DJ Harley, welcome back. Good to see you. Speedster, I'm not going to use, we're going to use Parmesan, shaky, basically just like the shaky cheese Parmesan, where I'm not using like good shaved, like nice Parmesan. We're literally going to use the like shaky cheese, for lack of a better term. That will go in the breadcrumbs, so it's not going on the chicken itself. That's going to be mozzarella. Oh yeah, don't let the bot intimidate you. They're just a little thirsty on man, you know. Liz, welcome in. Good to see you. Liz, I was going on a few minutes ago about having difficulty responding sometimes to like messages, and I have had a response in my head to what you're sharing in Discord, and I haven't like typed it out yet. Anyway, I wanted to acknowledge that. Hello, it's good to see you. I said breast piece. Yes, you said a word that the bot was like, hey. Just you venting. No, I understand. I understand. I was saying earlier, I've been having like a really hard time with text-based communication the past like lifetime. So forgive me. I usually get there. I did see that. Yes, I did. I got the I have the thing that says like something's coming to your PO box. Like I have that on, and I saw it was like several things. I am going to go there tomorrow, by the way. Drew, my friend Drew, had something shipped there as well. Drew always has stuff shipped to the PO box. He's like consistent. He gets more stuff there than I do. If I'm being honest. Okay, doing the sauce. We have hot water. Oh, let me salt this water. Salt the pasta water. I forgot. If you're gonna paste, will ketchup be a good option? It could be. I mean, honestly, like it's sort of the same thing. It's more hydrated and has probably more sugar. I wouldn't use ketchup in place of tomato sauce, but if you were looking to like burnish your onions a little bit with like tomato paste, that could work. It has many of the same elements. Let's go back over to the stove here. Charcoal Dragon, welcome back. Welcome in. Back? Welcome in. Welcome again. Okay. I'm going to add I'm turning this up just a little bit. Just a touch. We're going to add a little bit of, just a little olive oil. A little more. I'm going to add these onions in here. A Paul Rubens documentary. Remind me who Paul Rubens is. For probably the 10th plus time. Back is accurate. Right. Well, I'm like, oh, right. This is, I usually remember, I'm like, oh, if this is a name that was like new recently. I don't usually say welcome back. Usually I just say welcome in. Pee Wee Herman. Oh, okay. Right. Right. I've heard of him. I'm just kidding. I know who Pee Wee Herman is. All right, we turn this up a little bit. I have the garlic in here. Now I'm going to take the tomato paste. This is, again, just like, this is from yesterday. Just using the rest of it because I have been in use it up mode for a little bit. Oh, he participated in it. Okay, so this was like not an like off the books thing. It's funny. I was talking to. Speaking of like, I don't know, funny weird folks from that era. Gwen and I were talking about Carrot Top last night. It's him telling the story. Okay, well that is kind of cool then. I feel like I don't know all about him, and I don't want to make like a character judgment or like any of that because I don't know whether he's like canceled or not. Because I haven't kept track of him. Obviously, I don't even know his name. It sounds interesting though. All right, we're moving this quickly into soft territory. You see, we've got some like burnt bits on the edge of the pot here. That's fine. When I put the tomato sauce in, that will clean right off. The nuance of his history. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just like there was a period of time. Pee Wee Herman's terrible, like a terrible person, and like I don't know if that holds up still. I don't know. Sounds like the documentary will answer those questions, or at least address them in some capacity. All right, we're gonna plorp this sauce back in. I'm gonna get some of the sauce in here first. Dinner tonight, Callie, is chicken parm over pasta. Was that a yes? Or what was that? What was that reaction? Oh, okay.
It was a yay!
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. All right, I'm scraping the sides off, getting that. Now this is why I wanted to do the onions and garlic in the same pot, because of all that like stuff that I just got off the bottom. Okay, let's get that fully in, and then we'll move to. We're gonna plop this in very delicately. Come on. There we go. All right. Hold on. I'm having trouble doing this from this side. There's a camera. There's an arm. The arm of the camera is like literally in the way. There we go. That's better. When you said Paul Rubens, I think I was thinking of Rick Rubin. It was a little different. But that's immediately like the name that I was like, oh, Rick Rubin. The guy with the beard and the rap. Or whatever. The guy with the beard and the rap. Yes, anyway, I am over 40 years old. In case anyone had any questions. A delicate plop. I know. Don't we all? Well, some of us. All right, we're gonna let that simmer. This is on the stove right next to my pot of water. So we got a nice warm pasta water pot. But let's come on back over to this counter. Someone said you don't like vegetables. I mean, are we having vegetables tonight? No. This is a relatively vegetable-free stream today. Apparently, I didn't plan it that way. Calvin and Gwen just left the house. I'm between a couple things here. It's 5:40. I have her birthday cake in the freezer. They literally just walked out the door, so I'm gonna like put the little like things and like decorations on her birthday cake before we get to the next thing. Just because that's easy. And what'll happen is I will not do that now and I'll get like caught up. And then later when I have like chicken frying on the stove and there's sauce everywhere and I haven't cut the mozzarella cheese yet, then I'll be thankful that Lou right now did the thing. Myself, it talks about the Beastie Boys. Yeah, exactly. It's not who I thought you were talking about, but it's still relevant to the meta. Liz, I totally understand that. You sort of bring those things, you're like, hey, come on along. Come on along. You can be an adult with me. And then it's like, oh, fuck. I don't want you here. Not you as a human. The things that you're carrying. I definitely feel that. I feel that. I feel like part of me, with me, yeah, I can see it where like the time that the era when I was a kid wasn't very text-based communicative, and I am definitely the type of person who like will pick up the phone and call. I'll always pick up the phone and call. That's an easy one. Some people don't like doing that. I am much more inclined to do that than ever text anyone back. You're even welcome. Good to have you. Is it bad to be pumped over 3 views on a YouTube video? No, that's not bad at all. That's great. Were your expectations? What were your expectations? Future Lou will thank you. Yes, Future Lou is happy that I'm doing this right now. Did I ever see Carrot Top live? No. No, I didn't. No, I was talking to Gwen. We were just the other night. It might have been last night, but we were like somehow it came up, and I was like, "Is Carrot Top canceled? Is he like done? Are we okay? Is he still around?" And no, he's not canceled. Yes, he's still around. He's doing a residency in Vegas and is apparently fine. So, anxious attachment. Yeah. Welcome. I appreciate that you're able to share where you are. Because I think that some folks don't. Or can't name it, or don't even have any idea. Boris, yes, it's Gwen's birthday tomorrow, in fact, but we like to do, we have a busy day. Tomorrow's a busy day, and so I'm just going to do this today. We're doing birthday stuff today and not tomorrow. We usually do a birthday dinner the night before her birthday. That's sort of how it has been for years and years and years. We're gonna I have in the past written on the cake, and my handwriting is terrible, so we're doing the like happy birthday lettering, and then we're gonna do just a little bit of like decoration. And then Gwen can eat the crunchy letters afterward. Avoidant or anxious? That is true. I think I myself am anxious. The Friendlies cake is funny because I get a Friendlies cake from the same place every year. And I went in today to like get the birthday cake, and the person who checked me out was like, nobody really buys these. And I was like, please don't ever stop selling them, because this is the only place that I get them. Wow, that blob was terrible. You know, I used to work in a bakery and write on cakes and like do cake decorating, and you wouldn't know it, because this is not great looking. But Gwen and Calvin both kind of like the icing. I could take it or leave it, but we're going to do some little decorations on here. Just little like plops on the top. There we go. Liz, she always asks for, like, not ask for, but usually I make chicken parm. I cycle between chicken parm, mac and cheese, lasagna some years. So it's sort of a mix. There's always some, it's like one of a few different things, pretty much. And you are not wrong, because last year on this date, my time hop says that I made chicken parm. So where's Adam to see this? Well, it's not a 66. I was just making like swirlies. There's no numbers on the thing. There's no numbers on my little the edible letters, so we can't. Spill the beans on the gifts. We didn't do gifts. The gift is Calvin and me going camping for a few days. Yeah, yeah, we don't really do a lot of gifting, that type of thing. I live in anxiety. Raven says it's pretty common. Valid. Depends on what day. I always have a lot, but it's just manageable or not, and whatever. And sometimes some days are better than others, and some days are not. Always a noodle. It is always a noodle. That's right. That's right. Okay, so sauce is on. Water for the pasta is on and salted. We're like good to go. I got the pasta here. We're doing linguine fini, which is kind of fun. They're like spaghetti, but like they're linguine, but like thin. I like them better than spaghetti. They looked better than spaghetti. Sorry if you're getting crunching on the microphone. Ah! Well, probably could use a bigger pot for this, but I didn't. And now I'm paying the price because now tomato sauce in the stove. Rock breaking crunchy. Yeah, it was just a piece of dry pasta that I put in my mouth and chewed. And previous stream sound setups would have not picked that up. And about halfway through, I realized, oh, y'all are definitely hearing this. Oh well. Sorry. Liz, ice cream cake is also the tradition. We do ice cream cake every year. It's the Friendly's ice cream cake. It's not always the Friendly's. It's been the Friendly's ice cream cake for a long time now. So it's not always. It doesn't have to be specifically Friendly's ice cream cake, but that is functionally what it's been for probably 10 years at this point. Because you can go into the same grocery store to get it. Why not? Whoa, cinnamon chocolate cake. I love it. Horizontal. Good. Some days, that is the most necessary, and I understand that very much. Some days you're just like, nope. I have done all like that. And I think that's a totally reasonable thing to do. Ice cream cake, I usually, like a large grocer. The larger grocers always have them. I feel like the Acme in South Philly has them. Liz, like the Good Humor bars. they make those in. I think I know what you're talking about. The good, like the Good Humor brand ice cream bars. I feel like those are amazing. Yeah. The little crunchies on the outside. Those are the best. They're like the best. They're the best non-soft serve ice cream product from the ice cream truck, in my opinion. So we're gonna do several of these cutlets. I got a few chicken breasts. I usually like chicken thighs more, but this seemed like it would be easier and flatter. So I'm filleting these, or butterflying them. And then we're gonna pound these out thinner, and that will be, I'm just gonna do 2 chicken breasts, but I'm gonna pound these out to be like a pretty large cutlet type of situation. So it should be, they should be pretty good. I'm imagining we eat like 2 of them, roughly. So this is good. I'm gonna take this other chicken breast that's in here and freeze it because I don't have any use for it at the moment. I don't want to cook it because I think that would be too much, and I need to wash my hands. That's what I need to do. Yeah, I don't have another use for it in this moment, and I'm not going to need to cook. I'm not going to cook dinner again before camping. So freezing it is the best move. So I got plenty over here, and this should be fine. Carvel strawberry and vanilla ice cream crunch cake, but it's basically those bars. It's like a large one. I love those bars. Those are the best. Carvel and LaFriendly's are the 2 most common ice cream brands outside of Baskin Robbins or Dairy Queen. I agree with that. I feel like Baskin Robbins has good ice cream cake too. You can definitely get an ice cream cake there. It's all ice cream, Liz. There's no cake layer. Nope, it's ice cream and crunchy. That sounds about right, Cinderella. I think you're on the right track. Sounds like you're on the right track. Okay, let's get this out of here. That's a big old chicken breast. That's a lot of chicken breast. Okay, can I put that in the freezer yet? Yeah, put that. That can just go on top of the ice cream cake, honestly. Okay, I'm going to pound these chicken breasts out now. We're going to take an old... See, this is why I saved the plastic bags. Because I want to pound out these chicken breasts to a thinner scenario. And saran wrap is not always great for this. So, saran wrap is great, but a old used plastic bag that is a little thicker is a lot better. All right, get another glove here, and we'll do this. Should be able to do this pretty quickly here. Cinderella's on a mission. I love it. Parmigiana refers to any style of cooking that typically involves layering a main ingredient such as eggplant or chicken with grated Parmesan cheese and tomato sauce. Well, there you go, Uncommon. This is when I really wish I had the little gif of the more you know rainbow, because that is helpful information. Is Gwen doing anything fun for the weekend? She is existing in a room with a bunch of cats. That's the end of that sentence. No, she doesn't have any specific plans. She's probably just gonna have some friends hang out. But I don't think she has anything like. There's nothing major. Yeah, so we're just laying these out real thin here. You know what's really funny? I went to look up a really simple, not funny, it's, I don't know, whatever, it was notable. I went to look up a very simple, like breaded chicken technique or process. And the first one that I found that I came across online was from my friend Megan, who had written about it for Simply Recipes like 2 months ago, which I thought was really lovely and super cool. It does sound pretty good, Liz. Yeah, that's her generalized plan. Whenever I'm out, is just Fortnite, spaghetti, and silence. Fortnite, spaghetti, and silence. Dude and Mesa, welcome. Welcome in. Whew. Daisy needs something. Yeah, Daisy is currently bothered by the sound of the hammer or the mallet. I'm pretty sure that's what she's on about in this moment. Robbie, welcome in. Drink more, cook less. Good to see you. All right, once we finish pounding this out, we're going to take our quick little break, play some words on stream. I'm going to manage the dishes in the sink, and then when we're done, we're going to get to frying, because this is pretty quick. But I got a bunch of these to fry, and they're going to take 2 to 3 minutes per side, so, you know. This is, like I said, right at the top. We're going to keep moving today, because if I don't, I'm going to get hung up, and I will go over time. Gwen has said, I'm hungry, before she left the house. So that tells me basically everything I need to know about how we got to get this done a little quicker today. Okay, we're going to play a little game of words on stream here, though, in the interim. Let me stir this. Let me give this sauce a stir. The frozen bit is almost done. I'm going to taste this as soon as the frozen situation has thawed, and we'll adjust our seasonings from there. Water is boiling. That means the pasta can go in that pot at some point. We're not going to do that yet, but we're just going to leave the pasta water boil, because if I don't, and I turn it down, then what will happen is it won't be ready and boiling when I need it to be ready and boiling. So we're just going to leave it boil on the stove, because it's full. There's plenty of water in there. It's not going to get too, anyway, it'll be fine. All right, we're going to play a quick game of words on stream. If you're new to the stream, we play a game of words on stream, usually 2, about every hour or so, while we run a 3-minute ad on Twitch. If you don't want to hear an ad, you can hear me ramble during that time on YouTube. There's a link in chat. Please go subscribe there, or just go subscribe there anyway. We're going to run a 3-minute ad. We're going to play a game of words on stream. I'm going to handle some dishes, and we'll be right back. BRB.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Commercials I Hate.
But for real, I am going to manage the dishes in the sink, because there's a few of them. And trying to stay on it. Just trying to stay on top. Forever and ever. All right, they are at karate. Karate just started. It is 18:02. good. We have a little over an hour. We have a little over an hour to finish the rest of dinner. And I know we can do it because I have to. Because I want to. Because I want them to get home and have time to eat dinner and have cake and do everything. And I don't want to feel rushed. So we just got to get it done today. Okay. Dishes are in the sink / dishwasher. Amazing. All right, almost on that one. So close. That one was super close. That was very close. That was definitely a good try. I co-signed. Very good try. Okay. No. Okay. I'm gonna put all this on a sheet pan at the end, I think. Let me get my sheet pan ready for that. While we're waiting. All right, if you're on Twitch, you're back. Welcome. Thank you for your patience from during the ad break. Your patience is appreciated. Getting my tray ready for like the final product. So once they're fried, they're going to go on a sheet. They're going to go on a wire rack in the oven. And then once that's done, they're going to go on a sheet pan with the sauce. Yeah. All right. We got two more. It begins with an L or a P. Pelf, obviously. Obviously. Not so obvious. I don't know what Pelf means. But that's not relevant to the words on stream. Okay, let's get to the breading. Get to the breading. Okay. Hold on. That can actually be angled a little better. Yes, it could. Nope, not like that. Not like. No, stop it. Oh, see, you fucked it up. Why are you doing it? Why are you moving? Okay, better. Pelf is an archaic word. No, it sounds archaic. I don't know what it means. But I know that it's old. Okay, breading. Super simple process. We're gonna do a plate of flour, salt, and pepper. We're gonna do a plate of eggs. No, we're not gonna do a plate of eggs. We're gonna do yeah, we'll do a plate of eggs. We'll do a plate of eggs, and then we'll also do a plate of panko and parmesan, and herbs. Herbs are going to be our dried herbs. I think I have oregano in here. I don't have oregano in here. Damn it. Okay, maybe I have basil over here. I don't want to use fresh herbs. If I don't have any dried herbs that are acceptable over here, I'm just not going to put dried herbs in it. Rosemary, no, that is, here we go, basil. Perfect. Basil, got ground mushrooms, I got sage, no. Okay, just basil. Just basil. Just basil. Do you have just standard Italian seasoning? I actually don't. I don't have any of that. I have just some like dried spices. I'm not really attempting to complicate this very much. So I was just gonna add some basil, or I was gonna add some oregano, but I didn't. I am going to add a little bit of red pepper per our previous chatter's suggestion to this sauce. Let me try the sauce. Came super prepared today. This is ideally, Jamie, this is like a really easy meal to make. You could, you know, the breading the chicken is the hard part, but everything else is like, should not be very difficult. Yeah, mixed herbs should be fine, Speedster. I feel like it's that needs salt. Definitely needs more salt. Yeah, I'm just gonna use dried herb. I don't have any big like recipe for this. This is not like a common thing that I make. Is it weird that I had taco seasoning? No, that sounds great, actually. Too many pans to clean, Jamie. I feel that. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible today. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of sheet pans. That is true. Yeah, we'll add a little bit of crushed red pepper to this. Not a ton, just enough. And then a little more of the regular black pepper. Mix that in and put the lid back on. I'm just going to put the lid on like a little bit, not completely, because I do want this to evaporate and reduce just like a little tiny bit. There's a lot in this pot. Whatever I don't use from this, I will store in the fridge as just like pasta sauce, as opposed to pizza sauce, which doesn't get heated. It just is tomato and garlic with no heat. Okay. Flour, egg. Maybe we'll do the egg in we'll do the egg in a bowl. Egg in a bowl might be a little bit better for this. And then panko. But let's get started. Do we have to make bread? No, we're just breading. I do not have fresh oregano. I have dried basil. I have fresh parsley, but I don't really want to do. I don't really want to mess. I'm not messing with fresh herbs right now. We're just doing this as it is. Breadcrumbs. Okay, so to the flour, I want to add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt ish. So 1, 2. That's about 2 teaspoons of salt. Yeah, Speedster, we're just doing flour, then egg, and then panko breadcrumbs this time. If you don't have mozzarella, you could use another kind of cheese. I mean, any kind of cheese that would melt on the top would be good. Provolone, Jamie says. I agree. Provolone would be really good. I'm a really big fan of Havarti cheese. but really anything that would melt well would be good. What kind of melty cheese do you have available? Is a good question. Flour. So I'm going to leave that fork there in case we have to mix a little bit more. What am I putting in the breadcrumbs? I'm putting Parmesan and herbs. So we have a little, let me check this. Do I have any panko in the fridge unopened or opened already? I do. Oh yeah. No, these are plain breadcrumbs. I don't want plain. I want crunchier panko ones. Mild and melty. Cheddar would work. Cheddar would work. Cheddar is a little sharper, a little less milky than the other ones, but it would still, if it is melty, and so that would certainly work. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's hard until you put it in the oven. You got to put it in the oven. That's the key. So I'm adding a little bit of shaky cheese, Parmesan cheese, sawdust cheese. As I call it shaky cheese, but others have differing opinions. I'm gonna use a fork and break those little nuggets up on here and kind of incorporate this. I'm using my hands because it's easier to sort of pick it up and toss it than it is to just keep mixing it with the fork. And as I'm mixing it with the fork, I'm getting it all over the counter. So that's annoying also. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to do eggs and like a little bit of water. Just like a tablespoon of water. And that's about it. Spitzer, we are cooking this in the big cast iron pan on the stove here. This one. This large cast iron pan. We're going to put some vegetable oil, some olive oil, and a little bit of butter in there, and then I'm going to fry them for about 2 to 3 minutes per side. So if yours has a red top, that is interesting. I wonder, is yours like Parmesan and Romano or something of that nature? This one I think is just, this one is just the Parmesan one. I know they have like ones that are a mixture of multiple cheeses that I think have different color coding on the label. Damn shell in here. Come here. I know there's a technique to getting shells out of egg whites, but I don't know what it is. I just brute force it, and there we go. All right, just a little like tablespoon of water or so mixed in with the eggs because the recipe said so. This is a, I think this recipe is based on like an Ina Garten recipe. The computer wants to update itself. I've had that happen during stream before, and it's super frustrating. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Oh, the Costco size, yes. You're just like in it to win it then. All right, we're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this chicken. We're going to move it from station 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to put it on a pan, a different pan. Yeah, we're going to put it on. I'm going to bread it all first. Then we're going to put it on a pan. Then we're going to fry it and put it on a rack. Clear? Also, I'm going to take this sweatshirt off because I'm about to fry some things. And it's going to get warmer in here. And I think I will put an apron on for this. In fact, where did I put that apron? There it is. There we go. And I think we're going to do this with gloves on because generally speaking, that will make it a little better. Let's take that. All right, sauce is bubbling away. Water is still boiling back there on the stove, and we are about to bread some chicken. Let's check. We got salt, we got pepper in the flour, eggs, and a little bit of water in the bowl. We have breadcrumbs with Parmesan. No herbs. I didn't put the herbs in there. Where's my basil? There it is. See, this is why we check. A little bit of basil. How much? A half tablespoon. Let's kind of incorporate that. We got fresh gloves here, so we'll just do that. All right, let's get to the breading. Get to the breading. Do we like this view or do we want this view? Nope. How about that one? There we go. That's better. Okay. Except now I'm like, what's going to happen is I'm going to start with the flour and then I'm going to go directly to the panko because they're not near each other. So we have a dry hand. This is the hand for the dries. Shake. Have a wet hand. And then we have the wets again. What flour? This is Gold Medal brand all-purpose flour. So this is your general store, grocery store flour. Nothing special. This is the cheap brand, quote unquote. It's just like the store variety. Or not the store. It's not your special like King Arthur, whatever. It's not one of the good ones. I moved to using that flour a while ago. I saw someone was posting about it. I saw something on the internet. Basically, someone that I respect in the cooking world was like, I only ever use just like Gold Medal or like whatever the sort of bottom shelf flour brand is, and it's always been fine. I haven't had no problems with it. So I was like, all right, I should probably do that because it's a lot cheaper. And honestly, I haven't noticed that much of a difference. It's either that brand or whatever brand the head nut at Reading Terminal stocks, which is most certainly not an expensive variety either. Okay. You got some good like chicken cutlets over here. My son thinks Wegmans is a name brand. Hell yeah, Fudge Darling. I'm with you. I appreciate that as a position, and I agree. Wegmans is a big brand around here. We use a lot of Wegmans products. I do use a lot of Wegmans products. That is very true. That is a good win. I co-sign that is definitely a win. What is it called in your area? I mean, AP flour is sort of the common terminology. It's not bread flour, it's just like general flour. Okay, and I'm just pressing this into the panko, giving it a little, like getting these completely breaded. So I'm gonna cook a bunch of these. I'm not gonna sauce all of them because I don't think I need to sauce all of them right now. What I will do is I'll keep the sauce in the fridge instead of freezing it, and if at some point we want leftovers, I will resauce. We'll resauce them. This is a good bowl for the eggs. I'm glad I did not do this on a plate because it is a little drippy. All right, looking good. We're gonna need some more panko here in a few moments. Probably after the next chicken. Yeah, because I've got enough chicken left here that I want to add a little more panko to my plate. If I only had like one more, I'd probably just see if I make this one stretch, but I've got enough that it justifies adding a little more. All right. Looking good here, though. So this is a lot of work, I think, for what some folks call an easy weeknight meal. But I suppose if I was breading these and frying them like at the same time, sort of I tossed all those in the pan already and they were finished, like this would be pretty easy if you were doing this efficiently. I'm doing this in a one-off method, not like an assembly line method. I don't know how many kilograms of chicken this is. I just asked them for 3 chicken breasts. Lemon, welcome in. Baker, hello. Phoenix, welcome. Hello. Arrow, welcome. Black Rose Pixie, hello. Fireflower, welcome in. Good to have you. I have hands that are not touching the mouse right now, so if I missed your chat, I'm sorry. Welcome. Yeah, I got one dry hand, but like I'm working on it. Let me hold on. Sad Girl Sarah, welcome in. Sofa, thank you for the shout out. Let me say hi here while I'm mixing up another little plate of panko. Welcome in, y'all. It's good to have you. We're doing a little like quick. I don't want to say quick because, you know, nothing here is quick, but we're trying to do the most expedient dinner time that we can do today. It is my partner's birthday tomorrow. We're making chicken parm tonight for a little celebratory situation, and she and my son are getting home from his karate lesson at about 7:10 p.m. So we're moving quick. It is 18:26 my time. I have sauce on the stove. I have water boiling for the pasta. I'm finishing breading the chicken, and then we're going to fry it in this big cast iron pan. Probably 2 to 3 chicken pieces at a time. You will watch my anxiety rise over the next 20 to 30 minutes, and that's lovely for everyone involved. Lemon, it's good to have you. Welcome in. Thank you for bringing friends with you. I hope your stream was good. It was Wednesday, so that means, what is Wednesday? Are you lessoning today? It wasn't prep today. Friends who joined us, or friends who are here, rather, please go follow A Recipe Reborn, friend to the channel, fellow food and drink streamer, someone doing it the best way you can do it on the Twitch platform in the food and drink category. Friends who just joined us from Lemon's channel, welcome in. It's lovely to have you. My name's Lou. We are this current channel. Friends who just joined us, welcome in. My name's Lou. I generally do food streams. Occasionally I will do IRL streams. Probably about every sixth or seventh stream I do is an IRL stream at this point. Mostly what we're doing is kitchen stuff. I'm a home cook. I cook for myself, my partner, and our son, who is 9, generally cooking vegetable-forward family meals. We're not doing that tonight. We're pan-frying chicken, so close enough, you know? But welcome. It's good to have you. Follows are silent. If you're the type of person who just likes to lurk, does not want to be perceived, please know that if you hit the follow button, there is no noise, there's no alerts, there's no chat messages, and literally nothing happens. I will not say hi to you. You will not be acknowledged until you say hi in chat, and then I will say hi to you and welcome you in warmly. Most hated and unloved. Hello. Welcome in. Hi, friend. Good to have you. You got Cone of Shame kisses today. Cone of Shame kisses are the saddest, but also they're like very reinforcing of like, oh, I'm feeling bad and I love you. Why did you do this to me? Sad but heart melting, Baker. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why did you do this to me? But I get it. We were just talking, my Gwen and I were just talking today about Daisy, and she's just like old dog, has all sorts of like, you know, old dog things going on, lumps, etc. And it's like, we used to worry about them, and now it's just like, there's too many. You're just like, well, fuck it. Dog's got lumps. What are you gonna do? Same thing happens with people too. So like, let's not judge. Broccoli, welcome in. Sad and heart melting, valid. Yeah, exactly that. Friends, you just joined us. You might see people checking in. You can feel free to check in. It is a no obligation way to just say hi. It is also helpful if you are interested in channel rewards. We do a cookie club every month, and checking in is one way to get entries into Cookie Club. Command cookies in chat. If you're curious about that, I don't need to go over all the nuance of it. It is explained on a website on the internet for your edification. Speedster, I missed your chat, but Lemon got you on the answer. Thank you. And we are using panko breadcrumbs today, and I am just breading all of this at once. So, kind of case in point, I could bread this. Yeah, you could bread this a couple hours ahead of time. Panko is the move, though. You got to use the panko. Otherwise, you're right. It just turns into breaded, soggy chicken. Schnitzel. Yeah, and I pounded these out today. I took a bit of a hammer to these, so they're nice and thin. They're like little cutlets, which I'm really happy about. And they're ready to go. We got one there that's sort of like a kind of a crappy one, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna fry that one first. Okay, let's get our pan together. I mentioned today we're moving pretty quick, so that is literally what I'm doing. I'm motivated, and I'll be really honest, what I'm motivated about is that the season finale of Survivor is on tonight, and I would like to watch it, and Gwen would like to watch it, and I want to do that before like 10 p.m. So like, Calvin's got to get to bed, like a lot has to happen before we get to Survivor today, so that starts with having dinner at a time that's not, 8 p.m. Okay, so we are pretty much ready to go on the frying side. I have my pan preheating on the stove. I have some oil in a container behind me. Let's get this oil in the pan. I don't want a ton of oil because I'm sort of like, these are very thin, but I do I do. I keep seeing a recipe, and it was calling for a tablespoon of oil to fry these in, and I was like, that somehow doesn't feel right to me. That feels like not enough. So I'm gonna go with what I am comfortable with and add about a half a cup of oil. I feel like it is also in a much larger pan than it's in a much larger pan than I think they were calling for. So a tablespoon per side of chicken. To be fair, Lemon, they did say to replace the oil and the butter after every single chicken breast that you put in there. So I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to do this like bullshit healthy thing where it's like, oh, it's only a tablespoon of oil. No. You lie. You don't lie. The correct word for that is obfuscate. Fraudulent. I know. I was like, when I read it, I was like, this is a lie. This is definitely a lie. I was like, there's way more. Who only does this with a tablespoon? And then I was like, oh wait, no, they were talking about per piece, or for every 2 pieces, because they kept saying to put a tablespoon in per 1 tablespoon for every 2 pieces. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Oil's in the pan, we're ready to go. Let's see about moving the camera, this camera, over to the pan. Should we do it this angle? Or we did this angle yesterday, which I think this angle was much preferred for the grilled cheese. So let's do this angle again. Yeah, that's a good one. Nice reflection on the oil. Yeah, it's like you can see it's very self-referential. Stay hot and not be absorbed and make it all greasy. Phoenix, totally. Yeah, and that's like when you deep fry stuff, it is the same thing, you know, or ostensibly it can have the same effect when you deep fry. All right, let's get over to this angle and start our frying process. They're lightly fried, exactly. Yeah, and that was a lie, and that was a lie. they are lightly fried. It also says to add butter to the pan, but like I'm not going to do that. I didn't do that. Okay, now this is not hot enough yet, so let's turn that up. I'm going to turn that up until this chicken starts sizzling, and then we'll add the second piece. Because otherwise, here we go. We got some. Oh, you know what I need to do? This camera was sitting basically directly on top of the pot with the sauce in it. And I'm like, why is the camera so hot right now? It's because it's got hot sauce like working through it. All right, this is starting to sizzle, so let's do 2. I could probably fit a 3rd in here, but let's see how well these 2 go. And it says about 2 minutes per side. I'm going to set my timer, and we'll do 2 minutes per side. Just about. I started the timer with when I put the second one in, so the first one will be a little bit longer. They do well in the heat. This one in particular, I'm like, you know, the stove is just, I forget. Not you, generally. One forgets sometimes just how much heat is coming up from the stove when you're like cooking it, when you have the heat on. The thing that I mess up, the thing that gets me is when I have the camera over something on the stove, and then I take that thing off the stove, but I don't turn the heat off for a few moments. That's what melted the last one. Daisy is around. She's circling. She's looking for anything that she can have access to. All right, how are these looking? Speaking of, well, this first one is looking good. This looks pretty cooked around around the bottom. So this definitely needs to be a little hotter. That is for sure. So a little bit hotter on this one. I turned the heat up. She's very much like a Roomba, the electric vacuum. She is particularly interested in everything in the kitchen. Basically, stuff falls off the counter and she it gets kind of cleared under the counter sometimes, like it doesn't get picked up right away, and that's her favorite. All right, so this is not finished yet. I need the oil to be hotter. It's not brown enough yet. The chicken is probably going to be finished, but I'm going to take this one and let's see. How's the bottom of this one? Bottom of this one's looking all right. These do need about 3 minutes per side, at least at the heat they were on. And once this is hotter, I can put a third in here. I can definitely get a third one in here. Leave the film on the floor, Baker. The Roomba does. So while this chicken is cooking, I need to get my cheese together. That's what I need to do. Also, I did not start the timer for this one, so let's let that cook. Yeah, when Daisy comes around to clean, she licks the floor, which is like gross, generally speaking. But you know, she's a dog, so it's kind of forgivable. All right, I have these mozzarella cheeses. These were left over from the other day when we did pizza. So we're using these up. This is a use it up situation. And we're going to slice these kind of thin. And the oven is on, right now the oven is on 170. Gonna keep the chicken in there once it's finished on the stove, and we'll turn it up at the end to heat and melt the chicken. So let's get, that had like a little teeny tiny dark spot on it. Like that's the type of like little teeny mold spot that I will just absolutely cut off a piece of cheese and go ahead and eat it anyway. Hopefully that's agreeable to everyone. 4 jars of ube jam Cinderella. What a nice little thing to get in the mail. Ube jam. I'm into it. Being cute is job number 1. I know, right? I know. I know you were talking about Daisy. It's okay.
Face it, I'm cute.
The ube cookies? I don't think I've ever had like ube just directly, like straight. It's always been in something. I've never had it in my house to cook with, so I've never just like tried it. How would ube and peanut butter pair with each other? Any folks in introspective on that flavor pairing? I myself do not eat peanut butter. It makes me die. I avoid it. All right, this looks much. These look great. Yeah, that looks. These look pretty good. I'm gonna give this one more minute on this side, and then we'll keep moving. We'll keep moving. Yes, I'm gonna say that we're doing chicken parm. The chicken parm is breaded chicken breasts and little mozzarella on top. We have some leftover pasta sauce, leftover pizza sauce that I'm turning into more of a pasta sauce. And then we're gonna do a fettuccine, or mini linguine. Mini linguine. Ube and sun butter. I love sun butter. And it's funny, I've used sun butter as a replacement for peanut butter before in some dishes. I made like a peanut noodle dish maybe a year ago, probably 2 years ago. And it was wild to me because I don't usually eat stuff with peanuts like that. And so my brain was telling me, don't eat this. Like, you should not be eating this. This is not good for you. Chicken looks good. We'll take that out of the pan and put it on a little rack over here, and we're gonna move right along. Yeah, this one's starting to sizzle immediately. That's good. So let's get 1, 2, and I can get a third small one in here. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. 3-minute timer. Alrighty. We're looking pretty good over here. That is an interesting color. That is about the right color. Okay, we got it. What else do I need to do for this chicken parm? I need to have my cheese. That's ready to go. The oven is on. Let me take this. The oven's on 170. It's just holding hot. If you all will please forgive the movement of the camera that you're looking at right now, we're going to look at the sauce. We're going to look at the pasta sauce, or the just general sauce. So here we go. We're moving from chicken to sauce. This is the sauce situation. We're going to try this as well now because I need to dial in the salt and the pepper and the seasonings and make sure this actually tastes okay. This came from some leftover pizza sauce I had in the fridge. It was my pizza sauce that I made, so I know it's the pizza sauce when I make it is a can of crushed tomatoes, a bunch of garlic just in the crushed tomatoes, and some salt, pepper, and olive oil, and nothing else. And it's not cooked, because when you cook the pizza in the oven at 500 degrees and you have a really thin layer of sauce, it cooks on its own in that time. It has plenty of time to boil and cook, so it's raw. So this sauce that I'm doing right now is that pizza sauce plus a little leftover crushed tomato from last night, and a bit more onion, some garlic, and salt, onion, garlic, salt, pepper, red pepper. Yeah, that looks great. That's, oh, golly, looks great. That tastes great. I'm into it. We're gonna leave that simmer for just a little bit more and come on back over here to the sizzling chicken. So this is ready to flip now. And I need to rotate these because you can see how they're browned on like the inside where the flame is, and they are less brown on the outside. So after about 1:30, I need to spin these around instead of leaving them sit. Excuse me. Also, these look great. I can smell, excuse me, I can smell the Parmesan. They are, they smell like cheese, which is nice. Why did political and religious people ignore my very large no soliciting sign? So Fluff says. Because zealots in both of those groups have a very hard time taking no for an answer. / understanding boundaries. Just a guess. Excuse me. All right, we're doing great. It is 1850 where I am, and that means we have about 20 minutes until folks arrive back at my house. Again, we're going to rotate these because that way they get evenly browned. Yeah, and these sound good. The scraping. I feel like with the pizza sauce, pizza and pasta sauce in generally, I like to keep it minimal. Just garlic, onion. Pizza sauce specifically, it cooks so perfectly on the pizza. There's like, if you cook it beforehand, it turns into like a syrup on the pizza itself. Camila, I just noticed your footwear. Do you like the Crocs? Wait, I did. Yeah, they are on camera, aren't they? I can't like adjust. Yeah, I don't have the strap on the back. I don't have the sports strap. We're just in kitchen mode today. All right, these are looking great. I'm going to flip these one more time to get that brown on the inside of the first side. There we go. Got some popping. Whoa, hey! Some grease going on. Beautiful. Sounds great in here, though. The actual, like, the frying. Amazing. Okay, these look good. Let's get these out of the pan. Yep, perfect. Get these out of the pan and put them in the oven on the sheet pan with my other stuff. The other pieces of chicken, one of which just slid off onto the grate in the oven. So I'm just putting these on like a wire rack so that they have they drain, but they also don't get steamy on the bottom and lose their crispiness. I'm gonna dump just a little tiny bit more oil in here. So I'm not changing out the oil in this pan. We're just kind of going with what we have. because we're just doing a couple chicken breasts here. Makes it easy. This one, I think we'll just do 2 because I have 2 large ones left. These are the 2 large. These are huge. These are huge. So we're gonna do those. Let's get our timer started. We'll rotate these at about 1.5 minutes, and then we'll be ready to go. Once we're finished frying this round of chicken breasts, we're probably going to take a little break and do a game of words on stream. Oh, wrong one. Nope, try again. 3rd time's a charm. There it is. The flavor of ube is thick like jam. Interesting. That was ube that you're talking about. We don't get solicitors at our door except during election cycles, except during like that, when we're like in it, there's, you know, an election happening, usually a national election. But we don't get religious solicitors like at all. At least not that I'm aware of. I also, to be fair, like never answer my door. If someone's at the door, I look out the window and I'm like, who's there? So I don't always answer the door anyway. Bella says people say it often reminds them of white chocolate. Okay. White chocolate is an interesting one. Do y'all like white chocolate? I know that there's like sort of a contentious. Some folks really are just like, white chocolate sucks. Like, no, boo white chocolate. And like, I get it because it's sort of a manufactured thing. It's not like, you know, good, pure chocolate. I don't have anything against it. I just sort of like, I don't know, whatever. So many solicitors and religious people with all this. They definitely still knock on the door. Nothing stops people. Handyman and landscapers. Lemon, that sounds like the intro to a movie. I scared of ice and don't listen to the door I'm expecting and confirm I know them through a camera. Totally. Yeah, you should like never. Yeah, I just don't answer the door, generally speaking. And as you know, a non-birthright citizen type person, your concern and your reluctance is completely reasonable. White chocolate needs a new name. Yeah, just can't it just be like something else? Yeah, well, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like you don't know what to. Crazy is not a great way to put that. You don't really know what the motivation is. And so it's reasonable to feel apprehensive that you could get a visit for any reason. I'm worried about leaving the country and coming back. Cocoa butter candy bar. There you go. I like that one better. I was working it out in my brain. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but nothing coming up. Absolutely nothing. I'm just empty up there at the moment. All right, let's get this pasta cooked too. I'm gonna drop the pasta in. So, yeah, I'm gonna drop the pasta in too. General question, Lemon says, does anyone use window decals to keep birds from bonking? Any recommendations? I don't. I actually just read an article about this today. Somewhere in Chicago was like solving the bird problem, which sounded fascinating. They had little dots on the window. 6 minutes, it says. Okay. Oh, this is almost finished. We're gonna rotate these. Woo! We sizzling. We're popping. We're definitely popping. I could have used a screen here today, but I didn't. Put window film. It's causing birds to find them. Right. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like a weird phenomenon. I can't do that again. Yeah, we don't have enough windows for that to be a concern, but like anytime you have like a patio door, totally. Bird decals on your window. Decals seem like a good idea. I feel like they see like things that interrupt the reflection. My understanding is like little like dots or sort of like a grid of dots was effective. We have some buildings in the city here that also have that too. They have basically just like, yeah, basically little tiny dots like all over the windows, and it seems to break up the pattern, the reflective pattern of because I think what happens is the birds like they see the reflection and think they can go through it, but like if there's something on the glass, like, but for me as someone who would have to look out that glass regularly, I would not want that to be something that I would have to like visually interpret regularly. Like the idea of a repeating pattern seems better than like, I don't know, cat outlines. Reflective rainbow circles. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's just anything that they can't, they like see it in the view and think like, oh, that's different than what I'm expecting to see flying through nature, like avoid. Okay. Last bit of chicken going in the pan here. We have just 2 small pieces. So I'm going to pop these in the pan. We are going to take a quick break, play some words on stream. I am going to clean up just a little bit during that time. And then from there, we're going to throw some chicken in the oven to bake with some mozzarella cheese on top of it. That's the next step. That's next. But first, if you're new here, we generally do a quick break for Game of Words on stream. We run a 3-minute ad on Twitch during that time. If you're not a subscriber, you're not a Twitch Turbo member, you are going to get an ad. If you're lurking, hey, heads up. The next thing you hear might be someone trying to sell you something. Don't fall for it, or do. If you don't, and you just want to hear me ramble for 3 minutes, you can do that and go subscribe on YouTube. Because we're live streaming there too, and there's no ads because it's not monetized. Anyway, if you are a fan of Words on Stream, now is the time to get yourself back into chat because we have a game starting. We have a 3-minute ad starting, and we'll be right back. I'm actually going to leave this at the chicken on the stove.
Hi. Welcome to another edition of Commercials I Hate.
Okay, once we come back, I will drain the pasta. We're going to sauce the pasta. Then we're going to sauce the chicken parm. I need to get the cake out of the freezer. No, I don't need to get the cake out of the freezer yet. Do I? How long does ice cream take to cool down or warm up a little bit? What does it need to do? It needs to warm up, not cool down. Okay, that was 1.5 minutes for this chicken, so we're going to rotate that. I'm going to set it for another 1.5 minutes. There we go. I love a cast iron pan that is all greasy because it's like exactly what it's supposed to look like. It's like, yeah, this thing's in use, isn't it? Makes it so much nicer. Okay, so that's all going to go in the oven. I have a pan here. I need to put another liner on that pan. If you're looking for words, SoFluff's almost always got them in chat, even if you've already guessed that round. All right, we're making this place for the chicken that eats sauce and cheese. There we go. Okay, now this chicken here is just about ready. I need to stir my pasta on the stove. Stir, stir, stir. Pasta is in progress. Stirring. There we go. All right. We got time for one more game here. And that is time to flip the chicken. Flip. Oh yeah, this looks so good today. Beautiful. Pasta is boiling back here, so we're going. Everything's looking good. Timing of this looks pretty solid at the moment. I can put this big container of vegetable oil away. Don't need that anymore. And we should be back from an ad. We're back. Welcome back, y'all. We're in a game of words on stream here. We have a couple more guesses. All these 4-letter words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-letter words left to go. I think we can do it. We're almost there. I got about 20 seconds left on this chicken. I'm going to turn my cast iron pan off at this point. Let's see. One more 4-letter word to go. What's it going to be? Yes! Good work. SoFluff, we crushed that one. You specifically crushed that one. I looked at some of the words that you had in chat and then followed suit. Okay, we're finished with our chicken. It's done. I'm gonna get this out of the oven now and get a couple of these onto a pan. That way we can start the heat process in the oven. Okay, I'm going to turn the oven up too, because my oven is currently at 350. No, my oven was currently at 170. We move my frying pan to the back of the stove. Let's move this camera here. We have some pasta that is... Oh, I didn't set a timer for the pasta, so let's see how the pasta did. Let's see how the pasta's doing. I did not set a timer, so it might be done. And it is. All right. Let's get that drained. I'm going to drain, what we're going to do is we're going to drain the pasta, then I'm going to put some sauce in it from the pot, and then we'll just pop a lid on it. That way the pasta doesn't stick together, and we end up, yeah, there we go. And we end up having it just stay hot. It won't be all stuck together. That's what I want to avoid. I don't think I'm going to need it today, but we're going to save a little bit of the pasta water in a mug just in case. Maybe we'll add a little bit of that to the pasta in the pot. Anyway, let's drain this, and then I'm going to pour it right back into the pot that it was in with a little bit of sauce on it. So, here we go. Pasta back in the pot. I'm going to go ahead and use a ladle for this because I'm going to use a ladle for the chicken too. I'm going to turn my sauce off now. And I'm going to go ahead and add this in. So the sauce is off heat at this point. It's not, I mean, it's still hot. Still very hot in there, but it's no longer getting heat from underneath. And you just stir that sauce in. How's that? Is that enough? Maybe a little more? No? I think that seems about right. Okay, not too much. I will add a little bit of that pasta water. A little bit more sauce. And our pasta is ready to serve. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to pop a lid on that just a little bit. I'm going to just kind of keep it off to the side and not have it be steamy. Next is I'm going to take some of these chicken pieces and put them with some Parmesan. So I'm going to get just some of these big pieces because this is like dinner size portions. I'll take that big one. Let's do four pieces, and if actually do 5. We'll do this little one too. I want to cut off. I'm gonna just take a piece of this off. Oh my god, that's so good. So much better. Well, they're home. Okay. I'll sauce these and put them in the oven for just a few minutes and it'll be done. So we want sauce underneath and 2 to 3 pieces of mozzarella per, and we're ready to go. Jamie, it's funny. I understand that exact scenario, and every time that happens, I always end up being like a little thankful for the time. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, I've been on the phone forever, but then I'm like, oh, well, that's good. Remember a time in life when I was talking to this person like multiple times a day, every day?
We're back.
Calvin's back.
Actually, no, we're not back.
Glenn's back. Yeah, you're still, I don't sound still at karate. I'm almost finished here. I made great time. We're like literally about to be done. Like I just have to melt this in the oven and then good to go.
So like how many more minutes?
Probably 10 and maybe 15 until I can serve and raid out.
Hi, baby girl.
1 hour later.
Yeah, it's not 1 hour later. Korean street food, fast food place, Flip says. Out in the city with your mom. Bento box, pork menu,
You sure?
beef bulgogi, kimchi, and rice. That sounds like a great lunch. I would eat that for lunch. Jamie says, we usually talk for about 30 minutes. We're in a good mood. That's great. Yeah, I was just thinking this the other day. I talked to my dad after the night before stream, the camping stream. I talked to my dad for a while. And it's always nice. I'm like, yeah, you don't always have open-ended time. to sit and chat. And so when you do, it might, sometimes it always feels a little tedious to, like, you know, have to talk. But I always end up feeling thankful for it. Fresh Parmesan chicken parm lasagna is a game changer. It is. Yeah, getting roasted. Yeah, you heard that, Baker? I said 10, maybe 15. She was like, 20. Okay. But seriously. All right, so that's in the oven. Pasta's ready to go. Chicken's in the oven. I'm gonna do this in a bowl. I don't know if I should serve this in a bowl or on a plate. Probably a plate. Oh, right. You can hear me chewing. I forgot. Because you never been able to hear that before. Shallow pasta bowls. I do, Jamie, but not the right size for this. They're like, these are pieces of chicken. I'm going to use a plate. I already got the plates out. I'm just going to go with that. Meanwhile, I can put these in a container and store those in the refrigerator. I always end up with, I do a lot of clips from the stream, but I'm really far behind at the moment, and I haven't gotten forward in time on my clipping yet to the stream where I changed sound. So I haven't like fully vetted all of the sound stuff. I don't know, I should have, and like someone more responsible in the streaming space would have definitely just done that right away. I spot checked it. There's that. At least there's that. Survivor finale tonight for sure, Gwen. That's why I'm moving a little quicker at the moment. All right, we have chicken in the oven. Let's get this mozzarella in a little container also. We're ready for its next adventure sometime in the future when it comes out of the fridge. Then I'm going to switch over the stuff in the oven. If that cheese is melted, we'll broil. I want the cheese to melt a little bit first, and then I'm going to broil it for like just a minute or two so that it gets nice and bubbly. Okay, we are looking just about melted. We need like another minute, maybe. Let's continue putting some stuff away. Like I said, we're moving toward trying to keep it easier tonight. So some of the stuff I usually do after stream, I'm just going to go ahead and do right now. Usually I package all the leftovers after we raid out and have completely eaten dinner. I almost always just leave this stuff on the stove. But again, important business happening this evening. Gwen got me into Survivor 15 years ago. Something like that. I've been watching it pretty consistently since then. And tonight is the Survivor finale, so we have to make efficient use of our time today. It's not so much that I'm going to take like less time on stream, because I planned on finishing right around the same time. But more to the point of like putting things away and keeping up with the dishes. Who do I want to win? For as much as I didn't like what happened last week, I am still like solidly on team Camilla and whatever the guy's name she's working with. I forget. because I don't care. I want, yeah, Kyle, I want one of them to win because I feel like they've played a really subversive teamwork kind of game that they have managed to do. They've managed something that most folks on Survivor don't. You know, which is keeping things secret, right? Do I love what they did last week? No. I thought that was shady and I was not all about it. But like, honestly, they pulled it off. And respect. Like, did I love it? No, because I don't really love when like people lie. I don't like liars, generally speaking. But I think that they had a really solid game, and I am definitely rooting for them. Definitely rooting for them. All right, I switched the oven over to broil, and then we'll let that broil. Let me actually set a timer here, because if I don't set a timer, it will broil for 10 minutes, and then it'll just be like dust. I set a timer for 2 minutes. It probably doesn't need 2 minutes, but Tornadoes is either Camilla or Joe. Joe for the best nomination. Yeah, Joe's just see like Joe's one of those players who's been just a good player the whole game. Like Joe's sort of the guy who comes on Survivor and you point to him on the first episode and you're like, that dude's gonna run the table. And then after like 2 or 3 episodes, you're like, oh, he's really nice. Shit. That dude's definitely gonna run the table, and then he does. So it's impressive. It is impressive. Joe's like played a really good game. I'm excited for the finale, obviously. Jamie's excited for Last of Us with the hubby. Enjoy your evening, Jamie. And thank you for saying that. The next time we'll be live will be Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So schedule is a little bit shortened this week. We're doing Tuesday, Wednesday instead of Tuesday, Thursday. But we'll be back on schedule next Tuesday. All right, broiler is broiling. Cheese is melting. I want it to brown and get like a little bit brown, crispy on the top. That's the goal. Once that's finished, we're done. We're ready to eat. So Gwen, when you're finished your Fortnite game, we will be ready to eat. So I'm gonna tell Calvin 10 minutes. Now I'm going to give him the 10 minutes, just FYI. I'm going to mute the mic and so I don't yell in all your ears. Okay. Timer just went off. Gwen, good luck with your gold assault rifle. All right, another minute on that. Another minute. Once that's done, I'm going to take it out of the oven for just a few minutes and let it sit on the stove. I'm going to turn the oven off, but then I'll just put it back in the oven a few minutes later with the oven off. I don't want to turn the oven off and like leave it in there because then it's just still too hot, or it's still hot enough to melt to continue melting the cheese. It should be hot enough to continue melting the cheese even after that happens, but we'll get there. I just want to keep it warm. I only cheesed enough of the chicken for dinner tonight. So we are probably going to eat all of this in general. I am going to eat at least 2 of the chicken breasts myself. Okay, timer went off. I just I'm keeping on setting a 1-minute timer. I'm waiting. So this is the cheese is going, but I'm waiting for it to turn a little bit brown and bubbly on the top. That's my goal. Brown and bubbly, and then it'll be ready. Yeah, brown and bubbly, then it's ready. Okay, we are. I don't need to do anything else. I'm literally just waiting. Pasta's ready. Chicken's ready. I will get the cake out of the stove. No, cake's not in the stove. I will get the cake out of the freezer right when we start eating dinner. So I was going to get it out earlier, but I feel like it will. It's an ice cream cake, so it needs to come out and warm up for a little bit. But I think probably like the 20 to 30 minutes that we're eating will be plenty of time. Generally speaking. Okay. Let's check that one more time. All right, we got one little brown spot. I'm gonna wait for 2 or 3 and then we'll be ready. Like I mentioned earlier, the next time, next stream will be Tuesday. It's Memorial Day weekend in the United States. I'm taking Calvin camping, so we're out for a couple days. I don't know what we'll be doing next Tuesday. It'll definitely be in the kitchen, and it will probably be our normal time. Sometime, we'll start around 1 p.m. Eastern-ish. I'm not even going to take any of the IRL stuff camping with me. I thought about it. I thought like, oh, maybe you could do like a campfire thing while I'm there. But then I remembered that we've been to this campground before, and there is 0 cell phone reception. Like 0 cell phone reception. There is Wi-Fi at the campground, but if any of the last times that we were there are an indication, it doesn't work. It doesn't work very well, I should say. You have to keep resetting it, and it's just like it's a nightmare. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I was thinking about it, but we're not. So, apologies for anybody who's like, hey, I wanted to go to the campfire. Yeah, I would love to do that, but we can't this time. I will take notes on the grilled cheese though. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I could do like a little short video or something, like reheating the grilled cheese. Just something to confirm whether or not it worked. Which I honestly am very curious about myself. So it's certainly supposed to be warmer than -2. Where we're going, the forecast was basically rainy, but it's looking like overnight lows of 6 and daytime high of like 19. So pretty good. Good weather for camping. Not super hot. That's all I'm interested in. Not super hot. And also, I don't know if I did mention this the other day. I'm going again with my friend Jesse and my other camping group friends, and Jesse has promised that he will stay there the whole time, no matter what. So we're all looking forward to his second try. His second try camping. I'm looking forward to it. For all the grief that me and all of us give him for his entire existence, I will say 2 things about him. He is self-aware, so that's helpful. And he genuinely wants to hang out and like go with us. So he is like, let me do it again. He was basically, one of our friends texted and was like, hey, can we like get some camping on the calendar, you know, before it gets into July? And Jesse was like, if y'all will have me, like, I would love to go again. Like, I understand if you don't want me to go. And we were like, of course you can go. We're still gonna, like, of course you can go. You will get made fun of the entire time. And that's just how it is. And he was like, I know. So, again, self-awareness, very helpful. And he said he bought some USB fans for the tent. So, rechargeable fans, I should say, not like USB. They're apparently they last for hours, it said. He said. We'll see. Well, this looks good. I'm very happy with it. I want to see how it tastes. And then I will put some more on plates for the rest of the people. The rest of the folk that live in this house with me. Here's what we made tonight for dinner. Y'all ready? We haven't done one of these in a little while. This is chicken parm. The chicken parm is breaded with salt, pepper, an egg, panko breadcrumbs, and parmesan with basil, herbs, and then topped with pan-fried, then topped with a homemade tomato sauce with garlic, onion, and red pepper, mozzarella cheese, and a little bit of linguine pasta on the side, also with the same sauce on it. That is dinner tonight. There it is. It does look good. It looks pretty good from where I am too, I'll be honest. Let's give it a shot. The piece that I had without any of the sauce on it was excellent, so I have to imagine that this is going to be nice. A little chicken. I'm going to get a bit of pasta on top of that. Here's the part where I burn my mouth. You ready? Yeah, that's good. That is chicken parm. Tastes like it's supposed to. Sauce is good. Very uncomplicated. You know, I don't usually cook with chicken breasts. But these turned out pretty well. They're pretty juicy. They're not dry. I think the pounding them out into cutlet size and then like pan frying them doesn't give them a lot of time to dry out. So that I think is probably pretty helpful. Well, I'm very happy with that. Let's get the cake out of the freezer. Now's the time. Now's the time. For those of y'all who didn't see it earlier, here's what we're having for snack after dinner. I did not make this. I did not make the cake, but I did decorate it. Well then, friends, I believe it is time to take our leave for the day. It has once again come to that time. Gwen says, I was going to say, what the fuck are those purple swirls? But you did it, and that makes sense. Yeah, well, we'll see. What was going to happen was I was going to do... I was going to write on the cake, but then I was like, oh, I remember writing on the cake with that same icing before, and it was kind of crappy, so no good. Okay, it didn't turn out very well. It turned out sad and awful looking. Excuse me. Mundane Fame. I used to work at Friendly's back in '97. Amazing. I remember when you could sit in Friendly's in the restaurant itself, and they had the partitions, and you could like move the partitions. And I also remember when Friendly's had a smoking section. That was always kind of fun. You know, people just like hanging out, smoking cigarettes in Friendly's. It was great. Where should we raid today? What are we doing here? What even are we doing? Let's stay in the food and drink category today. We love staying in the food and drink category. The ice cream bar, Mundane, was amazing. We used to go to the Friendly's. The one that was my Friendly's growing up was they had like a takeout counter. So we'd go there sometimes after doing a, I don't know, just after life in general, go to like the Friendly's takeout counter. I always remember Friendly's for the sticky seats too. There was always like sticky seats, which is maybe kind of gross, but whatever. It was a thing. Okay, let's go to I'm checking in. I'm checking in on a couple folks. We have some folks. Okay, I think I know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to a friend of the stream. We're going to visit Crawdalt today. Crawdalt is dinner and a crazy shoe experiment for the labyrinth. Crawdalt is currently looking at Food Guesser, and I think we should go raid them. Crawdalt has been hanging out on the stream for a while. Is a very enthusiastic member of the food and drink community. I don't know how long they've been streaming for, but I would absolutely encourage you to follow. Definitely encourage you to follow, but I would also encourage you to leave a lurk if you can, even if you're not going to hang out. So that is always sort of etiquette-wise my encouragement for anybody who we raid to. Once again, if you're hanging out from a raid today, thank you. It's been really lovely to meet y'all. If you are someone who doesn't like being perceived, but you are having a good time today, go ahead and hit the follow button. Follows are silent. There's no alerts, and you'll remember to come back. We're usually here mostly Tuesday and Thursday, usually from mid-afternoon Eastern time until around 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern. Generally stream about twice a week, doing food and drink or IRL. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. There's some links in chat that go to various social media places. Discord's the best place to DM me. I promise to read it. I may even get back to you. I will not get back to you in a timely manner, and I apologize for that. I will not change. YouTube, always appreciate subscribers on YouTube. Trying to get monetized there very, very slowly. Blue Sky, better than Twitter. Period. So there's that. Anyway, if you're hanging out today, I appreciate you. I hope you have a good rest of your week, your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And until we meet again, if I don't see you on Tuesday, I'll see you in chat. Period.